Hi everyone, Vacha here from Recording Studio 9 and thanks for joining me again today. In today's video, I'm going to demonstrate how to record vocals or any musical instrument using a microphone without an audio interface. Instead, we're going to use a USB condenser microphone that I recently reviewed. It could be any microphone with a USB connection to your laptop. Now, before we proceed, there's one thing I should mention about USB microphones. There are lots of USB microphones available out there at various prices. But one thing you need to make sure, if you haven't already purchased one, is look for one that has headphone connection on the microphone itself. Because that is the only way you're going to be able to hear what's being played back or while you are recording. That is very important. There are microphones out there that don't have a headphone output that you can connect it to, because it becomes complicated to be able to record with a USB microphone that doesn't have a headphone on the unit itself, and you need to use your laptop to be able to hear it. So to remove all that complication and make it really easy to record, make sure you look out for one that has a headphone jack on the unit. The microphone I'm going to use today is Swamp Industries SU600, which I've done a review on it just very recently. You can click on the link and they'll be in the description as well, and watch the review and a quick demonstration as well of how I record it in Audacity. But in today's video, I'm going to demonstrate how to record the vocals using this microphone in Magix Music Maker. Just so that you as a viewer to have a feel of what's going to be like hearing in the headphones with latencies and all of that, I'm going to connect a parallel connection from the headphone output into my camera. So whatever I hear on my headphones, you're going to be able to hear it as well, because I'm going to demonstrate with few tricks how to actually have even a reverb effect while you're recording, but still record dry signal in Magix Music Maker. And later on we can change that effect if we wanted to, but during recording we can still have that reverb effect. Now, the only connection between the microphone and the laptop is, as you can see, the USB cable. Because we don't have any audio interfaces, we don't have to worry about XLR, mic cables and everything. That's the only connection that we need. And for this demonstration purpose, I'm going to use this adapter. So you can see my headphone is plugged in on one side and another cable that's going to plug in at the back of my video camera. In your setup, you're not going to need this. You will plug your headphone straight into there. So for this demonstration only, I'm going to be using this connection adapter so that you can actually, so that I can split the signal so you can actually hear what's happening on the camera as well. So I've got all the connections ready and made. What you're hearing now, which will sound different from the previous audio, is because you are listening to the microphone output connected directly to my camera as well as my headphones, so that you can actually hear exactly what I'm hearing in my headphones. So let's get onto the screen and I will show you how to set up Magix Music Maker to accept the audio driver of this USB audio interface and how to set up for audio recording. I already have a project ready to go and we're going to see how I'm going to record the vocals onto one of the tracks in Magix Music Maker. Okay, let's load a project that I have. Here we go. That's the demo that I created. The first thing we need to do is obviously make sure we've got the right audio driver. And for that, we can click the program settings right here. And then go into audio and MIDI. Here I have selected Audio for All, as you can see. If you cannot select that one there because you haven't selected Audio for All driver. Now, Magix also provides you with Magix Low Latency 2011 driver. You can certainly use that as well. But since I've already set it up with Audio for All driver, we're just going to use that. Now, you're probably wondering why we want to use that and not Wave driver, or, why doesn't Window work correctly? That's because Windows audio drivers are not suitable for real-time recording because Windows does not provide enough resources for the audio recording process to take place. Hence, we have to use another software that runs in the background that listens to audio coming from the USB connection and transfers that information into your DAW, in this case Magix Music Maker. And that software is called the ASIO for All driver. Some manufacturers will actually create their own drivers. If we have a quick look here, as you can see in this system, I have my Yamaha USB driver, my PreSonus Studio USB driver, and so on. But you can see Magix also has their own drivers that you can use. And if we go into the advanced settings, here in ASIO for All, one thing you need to make sure that this highlight here is at the correct setting that you have. In my case, I have Swamp SV600. But in your case, if you are using a different USB microphone, it will have a different name. Sometimes clicking on this wrench will bring up more information, might make it a bit easier, because here we can actually see our inputs and outputs as well for this audio interface. The buffer setting, in most cases, 256 samples should be sufficient. This laptop can actually go lower, down to 128, but because I'm doing screen capture as well as recording, I like to put it on 256. So we're going to have a little bit of latency, but not much. So if you can go lower, you can go lower by dragging this slider down and then select it. And if you see that you are getting artifacts like pops and clicks, just move it the next level up until those pops and clicks disappear. So that's the ASIO setup that we need to do. Click OK. And the next thing that we need to set up as well is by clicking the audio record options. Here we are selecting what audio driver we're using for the recording. And for recording quality, CD audio is most of the time sufficient, having 44 kilohertz setting. And because I'm recording a microphone which is a mono signal, I've selected mono, but if you are recording keyboards or drum machines or stereo signal, then you can select stereo as well. So here's a trick that I'm going to show you how you can actually have reverb on your vocals while you are recording, but still record dry, so you can change that effect later on. Here we go. This is the track that I'm going to use for our recording, so I'm just going to call it vocals. Okay, and let's arm for recording first. And now you should be able to hear my voice and the latency as well. So if you don't want any reverb on your vocals, you can straight away go ahead and start recording your vocals onto your track. And if the latency, that delay that you've got now is annoying you, you can click the mute and now it muted, but still record. So to add reverb while we are singing, to give us some atmosphere, just going to unmute that, click on effects, and we can go into vocals and let's just select long reverb. 1, 2. So there we go. We have some reverb in the background. You can tweak that if you like by clicking it on top and going to effects rack and into the reverb. And it's got echo as well, and you can change that. So I might just change the reverb down a little bit so it's not too distracting. So we are ready to record. Again, as you can see, if I'm muted now, so what you're hearing in this video is what I'm hearing on the headphones, which is direct monitoring. So this is without the direct monitoring, as well as what's coming back from Magix Music Maker. So we are pretty much ready to record. And I'm just going to hit the record button and sing a few verses and see how it actually goes. So easy as that. Hey, away, away. That's the way that love goes. Hey, your way, your way. That's the way that love goes. Hey, your way, your way. That's the way that love goes. Hey, your way, your way. That's the way that love goes. Okay, so that's the recording. We can now turn the effects off. So you can hear me clearly there. So let's have a quick listen to finish it off. Hey, your way, your way. That's the way that love goes. Hey, your way, your way. That's the way that love goes. Hey. Well, there we go. That's how you can actually record your vocals into a Music Maker project and using USB condenser microphone. You really do get a good quality sound. Of course, you got to make sure that you pay reasonable amount into your microphone. Anything $100 to $150, it should get you a really good microphone. Again, as I mentioned, you got to make sure that it has a headphone output so you can hear what you're recording and all the musical instrumentation that's being played back as you're recording. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, make sure you give me the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe as well. Until next time, as always, thanks for watching and have a great time making music. Cheerio, guys.